My name is McKinley Ketcher, and today I will be presenting my case and opinion on the state health insurance exchanges of the Affordable Care Act to the healthcare administrators of the state of Oklahoma. Here's an overview of what this presentation will consist of. These are not in any particular order. I will tell you my reason for choosing this topic and why I think these exchanges are so important. I will tell you the plan of implementation. I will then give you stakeholder information as well as a timeline. Return on investment information will be given. The positives and the negative information will be given, as well as my conclusion and recommendation, followed by a bibliography. The Affordable Care Act has many different characteristics and new processes that will affect healthcare. I chose the exchanges because healthcare delivery and health insurance is important. Who receives healthcare and how will they receive it? Economics and marketplace competition are two very interesting things to me as well. Supply, demand, competition, and money are key in any business or product. Healthcare is no different. The first part of the plan is to inform everyone. Everyone should be aware of the negatives as well as the positives of these exchanges. Consumers and officials need to have all the financial information. Are these exchanges financially stable, and what is their return on investment? Stakeholder information is also important because there are a lot of big stakeholders involved in this decision. A timeline will then be given, and I will give you my recommendation as to whether or not I think the state of Oklahoma should partake in these exchanges. It is important to ask these two questions about the stakeholders. First, who are they? And there are a lot of them, but these are only a few. The administration of the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the support staff, insurance companies, employers, both small and in the future large employers will have a part too. The government and the state residents all have a key involvement in this decision. Next, what should these stakeholders be aware of? And the answer is they should be aware of the positives as well as the negatives, the long-term effects, and they should also be aware of alternative solutions that they have to resort to if these exchanges have a falling out. And now the ever-popular return on investment information. According to the author Bernard from the New York Times, the ROI has been proven to be positive on these exchanges, although they're not as positive as we would like them to be. That is why it is important to come up with the proper ROI metrics. These metrics will be very vital in determining the success and the proper ROI on these exchanges. We can relate all this information to the quality of care, and this will benefit our healthcare as a whole. Financial planning is key in any business or business venture, so we should plan accordingly. The positives and the negatives. There are some positives, and those are more people will be able to receive health care because they will be required to partake in these exchanges, so they will automatically have insurance. Marketplace competition will be implemented. Because of that, more prices will be stable, and that is one of the goals, according to the book Responding to Healthcare Reform, that the government wants to see from these exchanges. The negatives are important to be aware of as well. They have surrounding negative attention. It is very hard to find any positive thing about these exchanges. Most people won't participate. They would rather pay the penalty of $2,000 than partake in these exchanges. These exchanges have the potential to fall out completely, and ultimately the risk is way too high to even consider. There are just too many people involved. And here's my conclusion. Ultimately, there are more risks than there are promises with these exchanges. Clearly, they are not financially stable, and our state is not going to benefit at all. It'll be the total and complete opposite. So my recommendation is to stay as far away from these exchanges as we can. And here's my timeline. Since my plan is to not partake in these state health insurance exchanges, we'll have to default to a federal exchange. This timeline is for that transition. We will first send grants back to the government that were sent to us for the setup of the state exchanges. Then we will get paperwork filled out and sent in to the government immediately. Guidelines and eligibility will be set up, and we will have to get all applications sent out to all consumers and get them turned back immediately. Penalties will then be established, and we will need to inform everyone of the consequences. Then we will be a part of the federal exchanges. Obamacare will then begin on January 1st, 2014. Here are the sources that I have used for this presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I will be open to any questions or comments.